welcome to Rascal Aviary, and today we're going to set a new inspection with me on our Hulk hive, and it had a lot of unique things that I feel like beginner beekeepers are going to see the first year and be concerned about or just have questions about. So let's get into it. So let's talk about what you first see when you get into your hive. You're going to have your intercover here, and what you want to see is a lot of bees on that. If the hive is really healthy, if it's a newly installed hive, it's not going to be as many bees on top. However, there should be a few interested, and by few I mean like maybe 10 to 20, and you should be happy. If you're in your second year, you should be looking like how I'm showing here. I've used my hive tool, and I've gone ahead and pried both of the frames apart and lifted, and you'll see I have fingers on both ends of the frame. And your frame should look like this, where there's honey on the outsides and brood pattern on the inside. If it's an end frame, which unfortunately this one was, it should just be either honey or pollen, nectar, bee bread. It should be resources, is what I'm getting at. Take a look at the screen down in the bottom of the cell. You'll see a little grain of rice, and that's going to be your egg. Now, as a beginner beekeeper, when you're looking at, if you see one egg per cell, then you're golden. You don't even have to find your queen unless you see something else going on in the hive that you're really concerned about. You can see this frame, see the eggs, look at the pattern, and go, I'm done. Put it back together and walk away. If you're not so lucky to find eggs right away, or you have trouble seeing them, here's some of the other things you can see. Bees, of course. You're going to see pollen, and you can tell that this one's pollen because it looks like powder. It doesn't have any sort of shine to it. We'll talk about bee bread in a minute and how that's different. The other thing you can see here is larvae. They're little worm-looking guys. That's what the eggs turn into. This is also a good sign that you have a queen. And then you may notice that the other cells look like they're empty, but if you have your back to the sun as you're looking, you'll see a shine off of them as well, and they're full of nectar. Other things you can see in the hive is capped honey, not to be confused with worker brood. Some bee frames will make them look very similar, especially as the comb gets darker. Darker comb just means that it's older, and by old I mean years old. We have some comb out there that's 3 years old. It's pretty dark. It's hard to see. It's hard to see the eggs in the cells, and when they cap the honey, it looks more brownish than this beautiful white that's here on this picture. The other thing you'll see here is what looks like pollen, but that's not actually pollen. Well, it is, but it's not. So the bees will pack pollen in the cell, and then they will put nectar on top of it, soaking that pollen. So that's called bee bread, and that bee bread is what's used to feed the bees in their younger state as a egg, larva, and then pupae. I also want to point out the importance of teamwork when you're out there inspecting hives as a beginner beekeeper or even second, third, fourth year. We still go out as husband and wife, and we inspect these hives. My wife will take pictures. It helps that I bought a brand new camera that she's super excited about. But that's part of beekeeping, and that's part of keeping it fun, is finding somebody to do it with that can help you see things that maybe you couldn't. As you're getting into these hives, try and keep a pattern on how you look at each frame. Make sure you do a search pattern with your eyes as you look at one side, and then as you'll see, I lift the frame a little bit higher and I check just that bottom edge for any swarm cells. And here's the queen. She's going to be moving quick on the frame, and you're going to need to just be patient, and that's why I suggest just looking for eggs, and once you find them, you know you're good. When you're looking at a frame that looks like this and you're trying to find your queen, a telltale sign that your queen is not going to be there is if it's just bee bread and honey or nectar and capped honey. The end frames are typically does not have the queen, and it's typically the center of your hive box is where your queen's going to be, and that's also where you're going to find your egg. So if your wax ends up looking like this, where it's odd shapes and you're wondering why your bees aren't pulling all the way through, that is not a sign for concern or cause for concern. What they're doing there is making little tunnels so they can easily get from one side to another, and oxygen can pass through the hive easily. Now it's a different story if you're seeing weird comb inside your frames where it's making your frames stick together, such as you physically have to cut the frames apart. Then that's bad. That's your job as a beekeeper to make sure that they fill out the frame completely and nice and straight. So just reevaluate how your frames are set up in your hive and cut those open. Make sure you have a mason jar to put the extra wax into the mason jar. Then you can make a candle, or you can melt it down and set up new frames for the next set of bees or just the next box you put on that hive. So as you're putting your hive back together or putting another box on, or just opening your hive in general, you may see this burr comb. That's the extra wax that's on top of the frames. Now typically you won't see this, but as your bees start running out of room, they're going to start putting wax wherever. Remember, there's a point in the bee's work life span where they go, okay, I'm going from cleaning bee to now I'm going to be wax bee for 3 days, and I'm going to just use my wax glands and make comb. So if they don't have room for that, boom, that's where it's going everywhere except where you want it. So take your container and put your wax, like straight that out, put your wax in that, and just collect it. And there's no harm, no foul. It's just kind of a sign that you need to add some room, but that wax can later be used for candles again or anything else that you want to use it for. Here I'm demonstrating how to properly flip a frame. So it's called the book method. You're looking at your one side of the frame, and then you're turning your frame vertically, and then flipping it like a page in a book, and then bringing it back to a horizontal. And once you have it in that horizontal plane, then you're able to look at the other side, and then you just repeat the process backwards, and you can put the frame right back into the hive. And we do this so that the wax does not fall out of the frame. Let's talk about what we covered so far. We opened the hive, we found some eggs, we looked at larvae, we found capped brood, we found the queen, we found capped honey, we found nectar, bee bread. We assessed the bee's health as far as we didn't see anything out of the ordinary. We assessed the population because there was a lot. We evaluated if there was any pest sort of problems like small hive beetle or wax moth, and we put all the frames back in order, and then we went ahead and put the inner cover back on and the top, and we put a cinder block on top of the outer cover, just so if a deer comes by and wants to scratch itself on the hive's not tipping over, or a bear comes by. If a bear comes by, he's going to get that cinder block open. But any other sort of strange phenomenon, having wind, tree fall, there's a chance that cinder block will keep that hive from tipping over. We also, throughout the video, you may have seen that I reached down in front of me, but in between the camera and the hive, I have in the hive stand 2 little pieces of metal that stick out. That's you can buy at any hardware store that screw in, and they hold my frames. So my frames right there on my knees. I wear coveralls most of the time underneath my bee jacket, or just long pants, so that the bees don't bother me. And they typically won't come off those frames anyway, and they don't get agitated unless, of course, I knee them or hit them in any sort of way. But that's all I have for you. I hope you enjoyed. Please like and subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and leave us a comment. I try and respond to every single comment. My wife tries to beat me to them as much as possible, so leave some comments so we can keep the competition going. It keeps me keeping fun, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Give us some feedback.